Every game is turning into a war. And honestly, that's not just hyperbole. It perfectly captures the sheer intensity out there right now. We've completely abandoned that high-scoring flow-state basketball we saw all regular season. What used to be a chess match has literally devolved into chaotic, half-court combat. Whistles are swallowed, defensive ratings are plummeting, and these guys are leaving absolutely everything on the floor every single night. It's a straight-up rock fight, and the stakes haven't felt this high or this wild in years.
Let's start with Chapter 1, the Eastern Vanguard. Knicks dominate.
Over in the East, we've got a squad that isn't just surviving this physical gauntlet, they're absolutely thriving in it. We're talking about the New York Knicks. And the undeniable engine driving this whole thing? Jalen Brunson. Guys, what we are witnessing right now is nothing short of an ascension. He is loudly proclaiming his status as a true top-tier superstar in this league. And it's not just the crazy volume of points, it's how he's doing it. Defenses are throwing these aggressive blitzes at him, trapping him at half court, basically daring literally anyone else to beat them. But when the lights are brightest, Brunson is just systematically dismantling elite defenses.
You can see exactly what he's doing on the court here. First off, hitting clutch shots. If you look at his effective field goal percentage in the final 5 minutes of tight games, it is completely off the charts. It's like he's weaponized his footwork to create space inside a phone booth. Second, he is controlling the pace. In an environment that's pure chaos, he's the ultimate anchor. He uses deceleration better than almost anyone, keeping defenders pinned on his hip, probing the paint, and forcing big men to commit before he makes a move. And finally, he's carrying this team deep into the playoffs. I mean, with massive chunks of the Knicks starting lineup out with injuries, Brunson's usage rate has just skyrocketed. He's put the entire squad on his back. It is a masterful performance of both leadership and sheer isolation skill.
Because of that unrelenting leadership, the Knicks are doing way more than just stealing games as underdogs. They're sending a very clear, aggressive message to the rest of the league. We are here for the championship. That's a statement of deep conviction right there. They aren't just hoping for a cute little run to the conference finals. They expect to win the whole thing. It's a triumphant battle cry from a team that has weaponized its physical toughness and knows exactly what it's capable of against absolutely any opponent.
Which brings us to Chapter 2, a new dynasty rising, the Western Giant.
Over in the Western Conference, we're seeing a massive, frankly shocking shift in power, all accelerated by Victor Wembanyama. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is looking at his actual nightmare toolkit, because he literally breaks the geometry of the basketball court. Number one, blocks. But it's not even just the shots he actually blocks. His 8-foot wingspan fundamentally alters how teams attack. Guys are straight up refusing to drive into the paint. Number two, rebounds. He's dominating the glass and just taking off on fast breaks all by himself. And number three, the real issue for defenses, deep shots. A 7'4" center casually stepping out and hitting pull-up threes from the logo, that completely breaks modern drop coverage. It pulls the opposing team's biggest defender away from the rim, which opens up these massive cutting lanes for the rest of the Spurs. The league has literally never seen this combination of size and perimeter skill before.
The awe this guy is inspiring is just palpable. Fans, analysts, everyone is watching this incredibly fast rise and calling it the beginning of a new dynasty. People realize they are watching history happen in real time. They're seeing this giant awaken, and the entire basketball world is in pure shock. It genuinely feels like we're standing at the starting line of a force that's going to dictate the terms of the Western Conference for the next decade.
And this radically alters the timeline for San Antonio. Normally, an NBA rebuild is a super slow, agonizing process. You gather lottery picks, you develop young talent, you slowly climb the standings. That was the expectation here. But virtually overnight, they went from rebuilding straight to contending. Because Wembanyama inherently raises a team's defensive floor to an elite level just by stepping on the wood, they've bypassed the waiting period entirely. They aren't some theoretical threat for 3 years from now. They are an immediate, formidable nightmare ready to fight for the crown right now.
Next up is Chapter 3, the Great Disruption, Survival of the Fittest.
Survival. That's it. This entire postseason comes down to that one single concept. Because despite the incredible heroics in the East and these new giants rising in the West, there is a massive dark cloud hanging over the entire league. Devastating injuries. Star players on almost every contending team are going down with soft tissue injuries and just grueling physical wear and tear. The landscape of the playoffs is literally changing every single day. This isn't just a pristine showcase of offensive skill anymore. It's been stripped down to a brutal endurance test. Who can stay healthy enough to keep swinging?
And you can see the domino effect this level of attrition causes across a roster. Normally, playoff rotations shrink to a tight 7 or 8 guys you trust. But when your primary players go down, those rotations completely break down. Suddenly you have two-way contract players and end-of-bench guys playing crucial do-or-die minutes in the fourth quarter. Because of that, strategies are drastically changing. Lose your primary ball handler and suddenly your spot-up shooters are forced to create off the dribble, which totally tanks your offensive efficiency. Defensively, teams are retreating into zone coverage just to hide weaker defenders or conserve whatever energy they have left. And the result? Coaches are under intense, suffocating pressure. They are literally having to invent new playbooks on the fly for lineups that played 0 minutes together in the regular season.
Finally, we arrive at Chapter 4, an unpredictable finale.
Because of this wild mix of pure dominance, sudden ascensions, and devastating injuries, we're seeing underdogs rise and heavy favorites fall every single night. Nothing is guaranteed anymore. So, can the Knicks, leaning almost entirely on the isolation brilliance of a newly minted superstar, actually finish their grueling mission in the East?
Can the Spurs and their nightmarish new giant continue to completely break the geometry of the floor and shock the world in the West? Can a franchise actually jump straight from the lottery to a championship in the blink of an eye?
Or will the ultimate antagonist of this season have the final say? Will this brutal war of attrition and mounting injuries completely change the championship race, dictating the winner by default and leaving us forever wondering what could have been?
The only thing that is absolutely 100% clear to anyone watching this bracket is this. This is pure chaos. The old blueprints? Yeah, they've been burned to ash. It's fascinating. It's highly emotional storytelling playing out in real time, and it's just a wildly entertaining ride for the sport. History is literally unfolding right in front of us, and with every single game bringing a new tactical shift or a massive upset, you are not going to want to miss a second of it. So, who will actually survive the madness to claim the crown?